The biggest lessons I've learned in my life are here. Through different topics, I'm going to inspire and motivate you to reach your success and your dreams. I'm so grateful that you're here on Journey to Success. So let's enjoy my next episode together. Hi, Alfredo.
How are you, Fabio?
Hi, nice to meet you. How are you? Good?
Good.
Perfect. Nice. And thank you for being in time, first of all.
Okay.
Thank you so much. All right, so let's start, I would say.
Do you want to talk a little bit about the topics, to narrow a little bit?
Listen, I would like just to first of all to talk about the Bipolar Rabbi on June 2013. All right, so what happened at that time? If you are comfortable for it.
Yes, sure.
Perfect.
Where
So
where
tell
are
me,
you located, by the way?
Netherlands,
Okay.
Delft. What about you?
I am in New York.
New York. All right. Properly in the center
No, I
of New
am
York?
in the suburbs, like
All
20
right.
20 minutes from Manhattan.
Oh, well, we can say it's the center. I mean, 20 minutes. It's not so far. All right. So let's start then.
Okay.
Okay. So you had a curious experience and was, let me say that, kind of fascinating about it. So can you take us back to that time and tell us what you remember about pretending to be a police officer? Sorry about my word pretending. My English is not so so good, but I hope you understand what I mean.
Hello, everybody. By the way, talking about English, I am from Argentina
Oh,
originally,
well.
then from Buenos Aires. Then we are both sharing the English challenge. I also, I also
Thank you.
want to
Thank
say
you
we
so
share.
much.
Then
This.
don't worry. Then I want to say also that we share more than the English challenge because my middle name is Fabio.
Oh, no way.
Alfredo Fabio
No way.
Borodowski. Then we are here, two Fabios, talking with each other.
Nice. I know it's a common name in Argentina, right? Fabio.
Th- There are Fabios.
Yeah, there are
Yes, I
Fabios. Yeah,
know.
yeah,
I
yeah.
know some Fabios. Yes,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's common, but I knew a few of them.
Okay.
Then let me take you 10 years ago
Right.
to the morning of June 19th, 2013. I was driving through the town of Mamaroneck, 20 minutes outside of Manhattan. And for the last 2 months, I've been manic without knowing it. I did not have a diagnosis. And a friend of mine, a retired policeman, gave me what is called here in the United States a friend and family badge, which is a small replica of his badge.
All right.
Now, Fabio, let me tell you, I am not sure how it is in the Netherlands,
Mm-hmm.
but the fact that the policewoman can give you a replica of the badge for you to hold because you're a friend and family, it should be illegal in itself.
Yeah, it should be.
Okay, because tell me what is the purpose of such an object, if not that another policeman will stop you for an infraction, you show the badge, oh, well, you're a member of the club, you're free to go.
Yeah.
Then the fact that we claim here in the United States that we are a country of equality and everybody is the same under the law, well, it doesn't hold much when there are those badges going around. Then a friend, a member of my congregation, retired policeman, gave me a badge. I was manic, didn't have a diagnosis, and I was taking an antidepressant. Then I was manic, taking an antidepressant, and with a diagnosis. And I tell you, my friend, I went all the way into grandiosity. I assumed the identity of a police, and I began patrolling the streets and the highways of Manhattan. And I would tell people how to drive. I will show my badge and tell you're driving too fast, move to the other lane. I never touched anybody. Okay, I never stopped anybody. But I broke the law. And that morning, I showed my badge to a lady that was driving a small white car, and she did not comply. Okay, usually people comply. She did not comply. She took her phone and she made a phone call.
Okay.
And less than a minute later, I had 3 patrol cars behind me with flashing all the lights. And I was arrested. And I was hospitalized. I lost my job. And the press baptized me. They baptized the rabbi as the road rage rabbi. And it was all over the press as the road rage rabbi. And my life as I knew it ended immediately.
How did this woman knew that there was a duplicate, a replicate about the badge? How did she know?
Well, look, I mean, okay, then you are taking from me the punchline. Your question is Fabio, is a very smart question. You are already detecting the mystery of the story. Then I was given a restraining order.
Okay.
And then like 2 months after all this happened, I look at the restraining order and I look at the name of the woman. And very curiously, I went to Google. I Googled her name. And there, I saw a picture. And when I saw the picture, my friend, I fell off the chair. I tell you, this was one of those moments that you have a few in life. She was there with an announcement of her marriage.
Okay.
And who was the groom? The groom was the policeman that arrested me.
Okay.
Then of all the cars that I could have chosen to pull my impersonation of police officer, I did it with the girlfriend of a policeman in town.
And you didn't remember, you didn't know anything about it. You were actually bipolar at that moment. How was it?
I was not only bipolar, I was manic, bipolar, and I was taking an antidepressant. I had gone to the psychiatrist, a couple of months before I was arrested. And I lied. I told him that I was depressed. Why did I lie? Because manic people will tell you that we love our mania. With all the complications and the pain and the challenges of the mania, there is nothing like a good mania. You have endless energy. Yeah. I slept 3 hours a night, and I woke up ready to go. I was writing 3 books at the same time. I was the first time to get to work and the last one to leave. I felt euphoric, energized. Mania is seductive. It's a drug. Mania make you feel invincible, give you a sense of grandiosity. You can conquer the world. The world is at your feet. I mean, you will not give mania easily. My wife gave me an ultimatum. You go to the psychiatrist. You are not well, Alfredo. And the first thing I did when I go to the psychiatrist is to tell him that I was depressed and to claim depression. and they gave me the antidepressant. And this was adding fuel to the fire. Okay, then I went from manic to supermanic, and I felt like Superman. Okay.
Yeah. Whoa. Well, I have another question now. I mean, how did the people around you interact with you after that episode? So how did they respond or handle the situation after that?
Well, unfortunately, there is a saying which I would like it to be wrong, but I learned that it's true, that you are going to know who your friends are and who are not your friends when nobody wants you. If people still want you and stand by you when the world rejects you, that's a test of how loyal and loving they are to you. Then it was kind of two extremes. There were people, when the press began talking about the road rage rabbi, the majority of people would not even take my phone calls. They would not give me the benefit of the doubt. I became like I had leprosy. I had engagements, talks. I was a speaker and a teacher, very well sought. They canceled all my engagements. I wasn't condemned. I was only arrested, but immediately I got email after email. We don't want you anymore. You are banned. You are dangerous. Then professionally, they fired me from my job while I was in the hospital. I was in the hospital, They fired me from my job. They canceled all my engagements. People will write about me, emails to each other, like the people who didn't even know me began giving all kind of explanations, and all kind of social media went into a circus. But I was the rabbi of a small congregation, and my congregation stood by me. And they said, we know Rabbi Alfredo. We know who this person is. And if he's done something like it's claimed he's done, we know who he really is. He's not that person that impersonated a police officer. And my congregation stood by me. And I continued being the rabbi. And I may say, I know what the power of sacred communities. I know what loving people are. I know what people who know you intimately, not from Facebook or from Instagram, who really know who you are, who share their lives. And they stood by me, and I would say that my congregation saved my life. Because I tell you, Fabio, I do not know what I would have done without the support of my congregation. Being completely isolated and rejected and made into a freak, a villain, because the newspapers call me all kind of things.
Yeah.
From terrorist. And my story, I didn't touch anybody. I impersonated a police officer, and my office was front page on Ireland and Japan. I saw newspapers with me on the front page in Japan, in Ireland. Unbelievable. Then I lost all sense of who I was. My persona was obliterated, I was destroyed. But my family and my congregation kept me as one.
Right. It is the same congregation who teach you the positive psychology, right? It's something I read on your description. And this sounds interesting. So how did it play a role in helping you deal with negative thoughts and turn things around?
Then after I was arrested, and my story went public, there were other people who also came forward and said, he impersonated a police officer with me, and I was arrested in other 3 counties. Then I had 4 cases against me. And I went into a deep depression, basically crawling into a couch for days and weeks and months. And my case was not going forward. And my lawyer, an excellent lawyer, Andy, told me, Alfredo, we cannot do anything now because the Police Association of Westchester said that they need to make an exemplar out of you.
Yeah.
And he said, we can't talk with the DA now, with the prosecutor, because their hands are tied because the police association is after them. Then I had to wait 8 months, Fabio, frozen in time, unemployed, frozen, unable to drive. Okay, my lawyer said, don't drive at this point. In complete uncertainty about my future, and I was in complete darkness. Until one day I went up to my study, and I tell you, I found something on my desk, which don't ask me how it got there, because I do not recall, I do not remember putting that thing on my desk. And, I don't know if there are angels, I don't know if there are mysterious hands of my subconscious, but it was there. What was there? The results of a positive psychology test I had taken a few years before. And I opened the results and I read my 5 top strengths: creativity, curiosity, love of learning, perseverance, and bravery. There is a test, an instrument called the VIA, the Values in Action, that gives you a map of your 24th positive psychology strengths. For those who do not know, positive psychology is the science that studies what works in us. The traditional psychology studies helps you with your traumas, with your neurosis, with what is not working. Positive psychology is what is working. Well-being, flourishing, curiosity, joy, zest for life, forgiveness, gratitude. It's a science, psychological science of what works. And once, Fabio, I read my 5 top strengths, something magical took place. I went from depression into asking the question, wow, I did not know that I have these strengths. And a week later, I enrolled myself on social work school. And a few months after that, in the midst of my depression, because I was still depressed and with the cases open, I went back to school.
Wow.
And I became a social worker.
Before we go through, if you're enjoying this podcast, please consider taking just 3 seconds to share it with someone else. It is a small gesture that could make a big difference in someone's day. Now, sit back and enjoy the rest of the episode. That's good motivation. Good motivation.
And since then, I've been working with people on positive psychology and teaching positive psychology. I'm going, next month, I'm going to Mexico, I'm going to Chile, and I'm going to Argentina on a month and a half trip. And I will be teaching at least in 20 different places, schools, congregations, foundations, and we'll be teaching positive psychology.
Wow.
How to be happy, how to flourish, how to fulfill your potential.
Beautiful. Happiness is something everyone wants at the end, but it's not always easy. So, based on your own experience and the coaching goals, especially right now, what advice would you give to someone who's trying to find happiness among mental health struggles?
The way it works today is that people think that they need to achieve success to be happy.
Hmm.
And then they achieve success and they feel empty.
They miss something.
They get there, okay, and they find that happiness is not at the end of success. And they need to do it to turn the equation around. They need to be happy to be successful.
Yeah,
And how, then the question is, how do you become happy if you are not successful? You need to live your life according to your strengths. Everybody has strengths, okay? There are 24 strengths of positive psychology. I told you mine. Then I went back to school because I followed my values and strengths. And then I became a social worker,
yeah,
and success followed my values. Okay? Then everybody should get their values, their strengths from positive psychology, and build a life around those values where they feel authentic, okay, where they feel that they are fulfilling who they are. And then fulfillment will come as a result of who they are, and they are not going to become who they are because of fulfillment.
yeah,
Okay, it's counterintuitive. Okay, I am helping somebody now who wants to write a book, and I think that this person has much to say and has much to contribute about writing the book.
all right.
And I was talking with this person, and we are talking about the book, and then he says to me, "How much money do you think I'm going to make? How many people do you think they're going to come to listen to me?" And I said, "You had not written the book yet. But I can tell you something. If you're going to write the book because of the money and because you are already thinking about how many people are going to listen to you, you're not going to write the book. And if you write a book, it's going to be a book written for the wrong reasons, and it's not going to be as good a book as you
Yeah,
want to write because it's not going to represent who you are." Then we are in a society of results before values, and values come before result. Or you want to put it in another way, people want to have in order to be, and people need first to be in order to have.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I totally agree, and also talking about strength, right? Strength is crucial, and it's important to know all your own strength. But I was wondering, right, when you have a tough times, especially mentally, so how you're gonna find this strength on your own?
All the opposite, I think. I think that people who have a mental illness are people who, because of stigma or because of the nature of the illness, they put themselves down and they have a lot of self doubt. Mental illness robs you of your confidence. It tells you you are not good. It's in the nature of illness, and it's a different nature from all other illnesses, by the way. You may have cancer, you may have Parkinson's,
Yeah,
you may have diabetes. It's tremendous pain and tremendous challenges. But they don't really tell you that you are not a capable person as a person. Mental illness undermines your confidence. And society doesn't help because clearly the rhetoric of and the stigma, okay, then you need a way to reaffirm your strengths. You need to change the paradigm about who you are. You need to look at the mirror and see you as a strong person. And it's interesting that in the science of positive psychology, the studies show that 2/3 of people have what is called strength blindness. They do not know their own strength. It's like a plumber that goes to your home because you have a leak that is flooding your basement, and the plumber comes without tools. Okay?
Wow.
Then we have the tools, and 2/3 of people do not know, cannot identify the tools.
Yeah.
Then imagine somebody who is told that you have no tools in your life because you have a mental illness, that suddenly begins working with positive psychology and discovers that they have tremendous tools. Because let me ask you, who knows about courage? Who knows about survival? Who knows about resilience? Who knows about darkness and light more than somebody with a mental illness? We are experts. We are experts. We're masters at life, but we don't realize it. I read biographies of people with mental illness, and I learn about life more than many other biographies. We, people with mental illness, should be out there, okay, being the experts on life. But the nature of the illness tells us, we tell ourselves, and society tells us we are actually ignorant. And no, we are experts. And that's, by the way, let me share with your audience that I just published a book that was released 10 days ago.
Oh,
And
congratulations.
it's free, Fabio, it's free. People can download it for free. The book has been out only 10 days ago, and I have already 400 downloads. 400 downloads in 10 days without almost any PR, and the book is free. It's called The Wisdom of Mental Illness, Finding Strength in Your Struggles. It's free and it's interactive. Then people can go to each chapter, and I tell you some of the chapters: acceptance, exhaustion, diagnosis, wholeness, shame, loneliness, uncertainty. And people can go through each of the chapters, and at the end of the chapter, each chapter is a link. People can click on the link, go to a dedicated site, and share the wisdom.
That's great.
Because we want to move from stigma to wisdom, a community of wisdom. And if anybody wants to download the book for free, okay, I'm making no money. This is because I want to create a community of wisdom. They can go to my website, which is bipolarrabbi.com. Okay, bipolar, one word, 2 R's, 1 R for bipolar, and then rabbi with 2 B's.com. Then they go to bipolarrabbi.com and then download the book for free, and they become part of the community. They can give it to friends for free. Okay, and let's please use positive psychology, strength, to move ourselves from feeling victims, disempowered, to become a community that teaches the wisdom of life to people.
It is amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much, Alfredo. Truly. Thank you so much for this. I would have asked you anyway, but I'm happy you took the ball. And we're in the end. So is there anything else? Would you like to say something small that can resonate with people?
Yes, you're strong. You're strong. Just, I understand that the circumstances tells you all the time that we are defective, that we are kind of, they say in a very vulgar way, that we are damaged good. I have learned the most profound wisdom from people who have gone through the deepest struggles. And people with mental illness are their caregivers also. the unseen heroes. The caregivers, yes, we have a tough life. We have a difficult life. But none of us, every one of us, has wisdom. But we have not been told that we have it. And I am telling you, ask the question, what have I learned from my experience? And how can I be an agent for good in the world through my experience?
Thank you so much, Alfredo. Very beautiful. Thank you so much, truly. And thank you. You say everything, and I'm very, very happy you are here on my podcast today. Truly.
Then from one Fabio to another Fabio, it was a pleasure being here. Thank you for allowing me to create a community of wisdom with people who are forgotten and lonely.
It was a pleasure for me as well. Thank you. Bye-bye, Alfredo. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Here we are. Congratulations. You just finished my entire episode. So, the only thing I ask is to take a moment to give Journey to Success a rating. By the way, thank you so much for being here on Journey to Success. I'm very grateful. Thank you, and see you next time.